it resolved that experience is overrated. Please help me welcome for the motion, the Prime Minister.
Good evening. The resolution, I would have to some extent, agree with. Experience is important, but the important point in the resolution is that it's overrated. Throughout history, fresh ideas have been suppressed by the people with the experience. Some examples include, in the scientific community, the religious-based universities rejected the advances that were proposed by people with less experience. This is dating back to Galileo's time and beyond. And from that time onwards, a lot of fresh thinking has been put down and suppressed, and if it's eventually accepted, it's been delayed, often to our general detriment. Within the athletic community, athletes often stay beyond their prime, leading to the sad spectacles that we see of people running out their contracts. I think for their sake and for ours as spectators, they would often do well to open things up to the less experienced people who provide fresh blood and fresh entertainment for the spectators. In the political arena, often the best work and the closest adherence to promises made, politicians often do this in either in the first part of their terms or in the first term that they have. And I think that experience in the political arena often leads to corruption and the deviance from the promises made. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. And now to speak against the motion, Vic, the Leader of Opposition.
Ladies and gentlemen, experience is overrated. Yes, it is overrated. Even my esteemed opposition leader admitted that experience is important. Now, overrated, it's a very fine line. However, I'm going to show you a number of examples that it's not overrated at all. In fact, experience is essential for any excellence in this world, whether it's in sports, whether it's in medicines, whether it's in engineering, anywhere. You can see it on a small baby. Small baby, how do they learn to walk? They try, and then try. And once they manage to make a few more steps, then eventually they try more. They're gaining experience. And it goes throughout the age. As the kids get older, they do other things, whether it's mathematics or language. Take a language. Children or young people or anybody who is learning a new language, you cannot learn it from the book. You just learn it at home, read it, and then, oh, fine, now I can speak English. It wasn't like that for me, I can assure you, when I came to Canada. It certainly is not for anyone who is learning a foreign language. You have to go and have an experience. You have to talk, you have to practice it, and by the way of practicing, that's how you learn. Now, would you like to go to a specialist, doctor specialist operating on your eye, and he may be a brilliant guy, he may be very inventive, creative, but if he does that operation for the very first time, I don't want to go there. I want an experienced surgeon who has done it a number of times. It's a tremendous experience, and I can rely on him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not overrated at all. And in fact, it has been demonstrated a number of times recently that through experience we create new neurological connections, neurons, they create the connections, and mind simply becomes familiar, more and more familiar with a new subject, and is able to perform on a high level. Experience allows us to do this. I've seen a movie where they were practicing certain moves on the bicycle races, and they have done it, and they measured the brain. They improved as they did it time and time again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to achieve any excellence in life, you have to have an experience, and plenty of it. One of the things when I came here, I needed not only experience, I needed Canadian experience. Ladies and gentlemen, experience is not overrated.
Thank you, Vic. And now the final word to Al.
You've made some very good points. The thing that he has not addressed that is crucial to this argument is that the adequate prep work prior to the experience being gathered is far more important than just raw experience. One example of this is a lot of people say, well, I've been driving for 25 years. I must be a good driver. Well, if you've practiced bad habits for 25 years, all you've done is entrench those behaviors. You have not become a better driver through the experience. All you've done is become more practiced at your bad habits. In all of the fields that we talked about, those, the example of entrenching bad habits, the parallels can be drawn in the other fields as well.
Thank you, Al. And now voting time. For the motion, 6. And against the motion, 9 against the motion. Vic is the winner.